What's up, guys? WWE pay-per-view review. The WWE's Hell in a Cell 2016 Raw exclusive. It's been a while since I did a wrestling video. I didn't do the No Mercy pay-per-view, so I'm gonna do justice for Hell in a Cell by just going as quickly as I can. So bear with me. First match. It was in Boston. By the way, the WWE's United States Championship, Roman Reigns versus Rusev. Roman Reigns wins with a spear in midair off of the steel steps. The crowd was into it a little bit. Well, in terms of rooting for Rusev, booing Rusev, they all cared about Rusev, basically. But this match was. There were 3 Hell in a Cell matches tonight. And by far, this was the weakest amongst 3. By far. Not even, there's no closeness compared to the other 2 who did much, much better. It was just a boring match for me. Bayley versus Dana Brooke coming up next. Bayley wins by pinfall. Bayley to belly. Simple enough. Nothing to it. It was just a short match. Then we have Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley hyping up the Survivor Series pay-per-view, which will be coming up next, featuring Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, the traditional tag team Survivor Series matchup between Raw and SmackDown. We're going to have that again. It's going to be something that I will be covering for sure. Then we have Enzo and Big Cass versus the Club, and I have to say this is proof that WWE has no idea for these 2 teams. I feel like I just don't care about Enzo and Cass no more. Even though they can be entertaining. Sorry, they can be entertaining. It's just that they seem to be going nowhere whatsoever. Even with this rivalry with the Club, who are also in the same place as them. Like, they're in the doghouse. You're wondering what they're supposed to do. What are they supposed to do? The Club already went through the tag team championship thing. Nothing. Enzo and Cass hasn't gotten a championship opportunity in a while. It was just a boring match for me. The Club wins. Well, finally, that's something. But that's pretty much it. Next, we have our second Hell in a Cell matchup. The WWE Universal Championship match between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. And by far is second best match of the night for sure. They had a real good balance between technical wrestling inside the ring and a full-out brawl, extreme style, outside, inside, all that. You had chairs, all that. They did a sick-ass move with 2 stacked tables. Well, not technically. They had a table on the floor, and he had a table above it, wedged between the ring ropes and the cage itself, the Hell in a Cell cage. And Seth Rollins power bombed Kevin Owens through the table, which was freakishly sick. Everybody loved it. It was phenomenal. Chris Jericho interfered in this match somehow. He got in, kept interfering, and it ends up being a numbers game. And then Kevin Owens wins with a powerbomb through 2 chairs. So great matchup. You got some heat on Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho because this guy was getting cheered all couple of weeks now, all month long. So this is a good upstart for Kevin Owens. Hopefully this is the end of Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins needs to stop. They need a new guy to face Kevin Owens. Next, we have the Cruiserweight Championship between T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick selling the story pretty well. He feels down. He thinks this is his last opportunity. He's trying to convince T.J. Perkins to be sympathetic on him, and it ends up turning against T.J. Perkins, and Brian Kendrick wins this match by submission. I believe it was the captain's hook. Pretty good match. Very good storytelling. Then we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match between the New Day and Sheamus and Cesaro. I was thinking Sheamus and Cesaro was going to win this match, but no. They win by disqualification, but you can't win the championship by that way. So New Day still wins this match. It was not all technical. It was not the greatest of matches. It was decent, but not all that good, basically. Then we have our main event. The first ever women's championship defended in the Hell in a Cell between Sasha Banks and Charlotte. They main evented, which was the perfect choice to do so. Sasha Banks is in her hometown of Boston versus the heelish Charlotte, who pretty much sold it throughout the entire night. It was crazy from the start of it. Before the match even started, they were battling outside. Charlotte taking some cheap shots. They were just fighting in the crowd, fighting between outside and inside the Hell in a Cell because the Hell in a Cell hasn't come down yet. It ended up being that Charlotte power bombing Sasha Banks through the announcer table. I'm like, oh my god, no. No. And I felt that too. I jumped up and like, oh my god, is she alright? Because the way how she bounced off that announce table was that was gruesome. Like, you guys, this entire match was perfect until the end. I would say a little bit. I will get into that. It showed complete pain. These girls were looking like they were in pain. Well, at least selling it. I don't know if it was real or not, but they sold it really well. They sold pain. I thought the match was over because they were stretching Sasha Banks out the freaking building, but she came back in before they even took her out. They tried to climb the Hell in a Cell before the match started. I shouldn't have mentioned that. I was like, oh god, no, don't do that. I was like, no, stop this. They were bringing tables. I'm like, oh no. Even though they had a botch. They had a botch moment in the first table where Charlotte went through the table. She fell off the turnbuckle a little bit, and then she didn't slam into the table right. It didn't break hard enough for us to believable, and the crowd reacted that badly. It ended up being Sasha Banks getting repeatedly slammed into a second table, and then you have the natural selection from Charlotte, 1, 2, 3. She wins the championship, and I would say that was a weird way of putting Charlotte. I don't know, like, what's the point of putting on the title on Charlotte? I mean, not Charlotte. Putting the title on Sasha Banks, only to take it back to Charlotte. I say this rivalry needs to end. This would have been a confirmation, like the ending of a great rivalry. These girls, from since WrestleMania, set the bar straight. Like, they have been the best for Raw, the best in wrestling right now. These two girls, these two women, like, it was a great job from these two. And the way to close it out, I'm still a little iffy still. I don't know why they picked Charlotte to win this match. You just had Sasha Banks win it a couple weeks ago. I guess they want to keep her undefeated in pay-per-views because she has a lot of wins in pay-per-views. I think 13 now straight pay-per-view wins, undefeated. I get that. And I'm thinking Nia Jax is coming up next. Or Bayley. Bayley, most likely. To face Charlotte, which was going to be very, very good. They could build that babyface persona for her. So that's it. This pay-per-view was half and half. I will give it a 7 out of 10 as well as my other last pay-per-view. Because I feel like there was a couple of matches that just couldn't live up to anything. It's just that pretty much Charlotte and Sasha Banks match and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins match were top notch. Everything else was just a bore for me. So that's pretty much it. I will be leaving a link to highlights of the pay per view. So there's a channel. I think let me look at it. Mit Rana, something like that. There will be a description to that channel, a link, and they have a whole bunch of videos of highlights for each pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA if you want to. They already put up the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view edited highlights already. So if you guys want to see the actual footage of what happened, check the link below and see for yourself. So peace out, guys, and good night.